Good morning, my friends, and thank you for coming to visit me today for another shave. Today's shave is an E shave, and I only had two soaps that had an E in it. I have 11 and I have elf balls. I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds to decide which one. Cast your votes now, and we'll be tabulating. Oh. Okay, well, elf balls it is. I kind of figured you guys would vote that way. I did have the 11 already bloomed, but I'll do what I can with the elf balls. As you know, I've had trouble with this soap before. It doesn't do well have a snurtle of it in this little bowl here. So I mush that snurtle into the, see what it does, it just kind of crumbles. I'll just mush it on my face here a little bit. See how it face lathers. It's probably going to do pretty poorly, but if this fails miserably, I claim the right that I can fall back and use the 11. It's doing this badly even though I use the intergalactic space cube. Okay, we'll do both. We're using 11 and elf balls, so we're using 11 elf balls today. Oh, there's more stuff. Not just the E soap. We are going crazy today. Our lathering implement today is Samog 1305, but as you all know, it says Excelsior on the front there, on the sticker. So there's my other E. I'm going for triple E today. Look out, world. Razor today is a Erik Anton Berg. This is a nice razor. Don't know how old it is. I stropped it up this morning, looking for what do we call it? Diversions around the house. Mittens is in the hospital. And see, look how much better 11 does than elf ball. Or 11 elf balls is better than just like one snurtle of an elf ball. How's that sound? Mittens is in the hospital. He hadn't been eating or drinking since, well, Friday. He's been drinking a little bit, but he may have been over-medicated when they took him into the hospital for his, what they thought was a cardiac, what do you call it? Heart trouble. Anyway, he was dehydrated, so they started him on a drip yesterday, giving him some appetite enhancers. This morning he actually licked a little bit of their wet food, which is a real feat because he generally doesn't like wet food. And this afternoon they'll be doing a blood draw, and we'll see how his kidney function is. That's what our big concern now is, that his kidneys may have been damaged from the diuretics and all that other. They were very aggressive in their treatment of his heart failure. And they may have damaged his kidneys in the process. I don't know. I don't claim to understand the vagaries of wanted to go cross hand, how would I do that? I wouldn't go, well, that would be the same hand. I was watching a cross hand thing, and if I wanted to use my left hand, that would mean this way, I think. And this hand would be this way, I think. Well, we'll try it. Worst that can happen is I'll fish gill myself. Oh, let's do this. Okay. Well, the really telling part will be this one. I'll just try this stroke, and if this thing is uncomfortable in any way, we're going back to my standard. I can see a lot better that way. And my confidence is very low making that stroke. So I'm going to continue today's shave as if I were going to try a cross-handed straight shave. I got an old gold dollar out there. I'll take a file to the edge, and then I'll lather up and practice some of these strokes. My left side was what was mostly affected by my stroke, so I'm a little bit behind the 8-ball there anyway. But I don't like to make excuses like that. I'm going to make it happen because of my will. That's something I want to do. So, yeah, this way. Last couple of days have been a whirlwind of veterinarians, animal hospitals, and a cat that doesn't like to travel. High point of the day was he peed on mommy twice. So at least his kidney function is at a point where he can pee. It's just the chemicals are all off. So we're hoping that once we get some fluids back in him, everything will snap right back to where it's supposed to be, and that we caught everything in time. On other fronts, we are had a boy working on the landscaping in the front of the house. We had bushes across the front on one side, and those have been removed, and I'm going to be replacing that with a rock garden. And And so we put down an impermeable barrier under where the rocks are going to go, and then have the rocks hauled in, and we'll fill that in. I've got some boulders that will go in, and some plants that'll go in planters. Now my plan was to use artificial flowers, put them in there, and they will look perfect all the time. But that does not meet with spousal approval. This razor is pulling a little bit. May have to call in the reserves. But yeah, the artificial flowers, I thought that was a grand idea. But yeah, somebody is not amused by my idea. I think it's great. I don't have to water them. The rock garden came from a idea came from when we visited our last visit to Arizona. It was all over the place. People would put pots with the plants in them. And we thought if we put it all around the house, that would look pretty good. And then it'd be easier to mow, because we'd have straight lines. And the previous landscaping had edge bricks that were set on end all along, and they were just this much too, well, about this much too high for the lawnmower to effectively mow around. So we were having to then cut the grass and then go back around with a weed whacker and do all the edging. And for an old man who's infirm and hiring the neighbor boy to cut the grass, that's a little too much to expect. So what we've done is we've dug everything back, dug it down, put those same stones back in, but now they are only about that much proud of the ground, so the lawnmower could go right over them. And then that'll cut one problem out of the whole lawn care equation. I am switching to the backup. This is going to be a half shave, so I'm not even going to count it on the Persona with the 74. This would be 7.5 or 7 1/3, so I'm not going to worry about counting this particular stroke. I'm even going to dial it up a little bit. So he got the front part of the house done yesterday. I haven't got the gravel brought in yet. And I got a wagon to tow behind the lawn tractor, so I can move stone from, no doubt when they deliver landscaping stone, they just dump it in your driveway. So I'll park my cars out along the street and we'll fill the wagon from the pile. and then dump it around the house. I'm thinking 5 to 7 tons ought to be enough gravel. That'll give me a good 4 to 6 inches of stone above the weed shield, and that will make things go fine. Well, I did pretty good. You know, injectors ain't too bad for a backup, or for a primary, same case. This thing's just flat cut hair. We'll see how we did. Well, it appears I didn't damage myself. Touch of a little thing here there. Well, we're good. I made a horrible mess here, switching soaps and whatnot. So I'm going to clean up, and I will be right back. Thank you for waiting, and welcome back. Today's shave was brought to us by 11 elf balls. This was the minor part of the thing. This was the major part of the slickness. I've been fighting with elf balls, well, for a while. So I think this is going to end up getting binned. It's not even worth going to the shower. And we'll use this container for something else. We did our business with the alum, found a little spot, did the Thayers, and the only well, I figured I got the 11, so I might as well use the 11's aftershave. Our razor today, which is going to need to touch the stones, is an Erik Berg. It's a nice one. It's spineless, or whatever. It's got some jips here, so it's got a nice notch. That's a very nice razor. We'll finish it up, and the cleanup hitter, of course, was the Ejecta with the Persona 74 sitting at 7 shaves, and we'll probably continue this test. I think what I'll do is I'll do 10 shaves with this razor, and then I'll go and use some other razors, and then come back and do 10 more. That way I don't get too bored with it. Aside from that, that's pretty much all the news from Lake Wobegon, or Central Ohio, where you want to believe I am. Keep the prayers coming for Safety Cat. He's not out of the woods yet. We want to bring him home. At the same time, we don't want him to suffer either. So please keep him in your thoughts. Thank you for coming, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye now.
What in the hell was that all about?